It's happening. Health is coming around even faster than it did last year. Remember the slow start to last year? I'm not going to waste your time in the beginning of this. The Detroit Lions are getting back a much needed player. And it looks like this is the week that they're going to start easing him back into the game. And that is none other than free agent cornerback Emmanual Moseley. Came over here from the San Francisco 49ers. He signed a 1-year, $6 million deal. And this is part of the reason why he only cost $6 million is because he is a guy that was coming off an injury. And we knew that. So here's the quote from Dan Campbell. I'm going to read this for you. And he was talking about Emmanual Moseley and his Lions' possible debut on Sunday. And he said this: he's certainly somebody that we feel like, all right, let's get a look at him this week. I feel like the time is right. Bless me. I'm so sorry. He said, I feel like the time is right and he'll get a little bit. Jerry will still certainly take the load, but I think the plan is to get E-Man worked in. So pause, because here's what's happening with this. He's just coming off talking about Jameson Williams, and he's talking about how we're going to ease Jameson Williams back into it. And then he was talking about how with E-Man, Emmanuel Moseley, all right, he was talking about how they are going to do the same thing with him. Now, are they for different reasons? Of course they are, right? But Emmanuel Moseley is something we desperately need. I think we win the Seahawks game if Emmanuel Moseley is playing. And if you don't believe me, let's start looking at some of the numbers, because I love Jerry Jacobs, right? Undrafted player, 2021, out of Arkansas. He plays hard. He's 26 years old. He's 200 pounds, 5'11". He's a player that plays hard. All right. So I went and I compared the 2022 stats, and they're not close as far as what a starting cornerback looks like. But I'm going to go deeper into the secondary as well. So if you go straight off PFF, Jerry Jacobs has a overall grade of a 55.8 in 2022 and a coverage grade of 54.5. And if you're wondering if he's better this year, no, he's actually worse. 52.4 overall, 51.4 in coverage. And that is with 2 interceptions. So that means that there are certain games that he absolutely got rocked. And we know that. Okay, we know that. In fact, when you look at the numbers this year, his overall grade, when you look at coverage, it was a 72 against Green Bay because he played well. It was a 41 in Atlanta, a 49 against Seattle, and a 56 against Kansas City. When you look at Emmanuel Moseley last year, now it was only 200 coverage snaps. He had a coverage grade of 73.5 and an overall grade of 70.9. Okay, to give you an idea of where that would fit on this team right now, that's right around what Cam Sutton was doing and has been doing. And for those 6 weeks that Emmanuel Moseley played last year, he never had a coverage grade below 62, and that was week 1. He never had a coverage grade below 62. Okay, his lowest is one of Jerry Jacobs' best. So when you look at the Lions and you look at the cornerback position, now PFF doesn't grade corners, all right? Well, they don't grade Brian Branch as a corner, but Cam Sutton, same exact thing. Coverage grade of 68.5 this year. Jerry Jacobs, 51.4. That rates Jerry Jacob as the 84th best corner in football. That is not a starting caliber corner. I get it. There are 2 corners, outside corners. So if you're ranked in the top 64, you're a starting caliber corner. Like I'm giving you, and that's just what I'm doing. So when you look at safeties, we got guys that are all rated high. We have 5 starting caliber safeties on our team. Brian Branch is the 11th overall. CJ Gardner-Johnson, who's hurt, is 31st. Kirby Joseph, who's hurt, is 25th. Tracy Walker, who replaced them, is 34th. And Ifeatu Melifonwu is the 16th rated safety. And I have to admit, I think I agree with that. He's played really, really well. We have a lot of depth there. There's no question about it. We have 5 guys that can play the nickel or safety position at a high level. But we don't have a second player to play outside corner at a high level. Cam Sutton, you say whatever you want about him. I think he's been fantastic. He is just solid. He's steady. He does what he does. And I think Emmanuel Moseley can be as good, if not better, but I think he's just a very similar player to Cam Sutton. So, yeah, do I want to see him play in and get some reps and start to play more and more as the season goes on? Absolutely. I hope he's healthy. I hope he has that quick twitch bat, because if you're a corner and you don't have that, you're in trouble. So, yeah, this is a much needed player back. So I guess my question to all of you is, how would you rate this, him coming back? Like, your level of excitement on this? I am pumped because I feel like on our defense right now, it has one weakness. Our run defense has been remarkable. It has been remarkable. Our linebackers have been solid and they're deep. Our safeties, seems like it doesn't matter who plays. They're going to play well at safety. Brian Branch has been just this massive rookie kind of undertaking of like, yes, thank you so much, right? So he has been phenomenal. There's one position on defense, and it is that second corner, and I love Jerry Jacobs. I do. But if this defense is going to be dominant, if this is a defense that not only will win the North, okay, against some not great competition, but also a defense that can keep us in games against teams like the 49ers, against teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, against teams like the Dallas Cowboys, we need solid outside cornerback play. So, yeah, I'm pumped about E-Man coming back, and Dan Campbell is too, and I completely understand it. And he just said really simply of Moseley's return, it makes us better. We believe it'll make us better. And that's always a hard thing to do, isn't it? Like, isn't that a difficult thing where you're talking about a player coming back, a player that's never actually suited up for your team, the Lions, only with the 49ers, and you have a guy who's given everything and in Jacobs, and you're just like, yeah, man, you're good, but we got a better option out there. It's tricky, but that's the NFL. And I will just say, like, our offense has looked really good at times and a little stagnant at times. And I think these two guys coming back, even in a part-time basis, Jameson Williams and then Emmanuel Moseley, they are only going to make this team better. They are not going to make this team worse. So I'm really excited to see what they can do. I'm excited to see not necessarily the production Jameson Williams has, but the way he changes what the offense can do. And I'm also excited to see what it looks like when you can't just pick on one side of the field or one corner repeatedly on this defense. When we have three corners, a nickel and two outside corners in Moseley, Sutton, and Branch, and you can't pick on any of them, and you just have to play it out right. I think it's phenomenal. So anyways, let me know your thoughts, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.